Gujarat Technological University. B. Semester, V. New, Examination, Winter 2020. Subject Code, 315071. Date, 22/01/2021. Subject Name, Cyber Security. Time, 10:30 am to 12:30 pm. Total marks, 56. Instructions. 1. Attempt any 4 questions out of 8 questions. 2. Make suitable assumptions wherever necessary. Q.1. A. What is vulnerability in the Internet crime? Answer. A vulnerability in the context of Internet crime refers to a weakness or gap in a system or network that can be exploited by attackers to gain unauthorized access, steal sensitive data, or perform other malicious actions. Vulnerabilities can exist in software, hardware, or even in the way that systems are configured or used. For example, a vulnerability in a website's login page might allow an attacker to guess or brute force the login credentials of a user, while a vulnerability in a network's firewall might allow an attacker to bypass security measures and gain access to the network. It is important to identify and address vulnerabilities in order to protect against Internet crime. B. Explain Wireshark and how do we use Wireshark to find a password in network? Answer. Wireshark is a free and open-source packet analyzer tool that is commonly used for network troubleshooting, analysis, and security. It allows users to capture and examine the traffic on a network, including the data packets that are transmitted between devices. To find the password in a network using Wireshark, you would first need to capture the network traffic by starting a Wireshark capture session. You can then use the built-in filtering and analysis tools in Wireshark to search for specific types of data packets, such as those that contain login credentials or other sensitive information. One way to do this is to use a filter to display only the packets that contain the HTTP or HTTPS protocol, as these are commonly used for transmitting login information. You can then examine the payload of these packets to see if they contain the login credentials you are looking for. It is important to note that this method of finding passwords is only effective if the passwords are transmitted in clear text, i.e., not encrypted, over the network. If the passwords are encrypted, it is much more difficult to obtain them using Wireshark or any other tool. C. Explain passive attacks and active attacks with respect to cyber criminals. Answer. Passive attacks and active attacks are two types of cyber attacks that can be carried out by cyber criminals. Passive attacks involve the interception of data or communications without the knowledge or consent of the parties involved. These attacks do not involve any alteration of the data or interference with the normal operation of the system. Examples of passive attacks include snooping, wiretapping, and traffic analysis. The goal of a passive attack is to gather information, such as login credentials or sensitive data, that can be used for other purposes such as identity theft or fraud. Active attacks, on the other hand, involve the modification or destruction of data or the disruption of the normal operation of a system. These attacks require the attacker to have some level of access to the system or network, and they often involve the exploitation of vulnerabilities or weaknesses in the system. Examples of active attacks include malware infections, denial of service, DOS, attacks, and unauthorized access to systems or networks. The goal of an active attack is to cause harm or damage, such as by stealing data, disrupting services, or causing system failures. Q.2. A. What is the difference between threat, vulnerability, and risk? Answer. A threat is a potential source of harm or adverse impact to an asset or group of assets. It could be a natural disaster, a malicious hacker, or a software vulnerability, among other things. A vulnerability is a weakness or gap in a system or process that can be exploited by a threat to gain unauthorized access or perform other malicious actions. Vulnerabilities can exist in software, hardware, or even in the way that systems are configured or used. Risk is the likelihood that a threat will exploit a vulnerability and the potential impact that this exploitation could have. In other words, risk is the potential for loss or damage caused by a threat exploiting a vulnerability. To better understand the difference between these three terms, consider the following example. Threat: a hacker trying to gain unauthorized access to a company's computer systems. Vulnerability: a weakness in the company's password policy, such as the use of weak passwords or the lack of regular password updates. Risk: the risk in this case would be the likelihood that the hacker will succeed in exploiting the vulnerability and gain access to the company's systems, and the potential impact that this could have, such as the theft of sensitive data or the disruption of business operations. To reduce risk, it is necessary to identify and address vulnerabilities, as well as to implement measures to mitigate or eliminate potential threats. B. Brief Intrusion Prevention Systems Note. What is the difference between IPS and IDs? Answer. SNOT is an open-source intrusion prevention system, IPS, and network intrusion detection system, IDs, that is widely used to detect and prevent network attacks. It works by analyzing network traffic and identifying patterns or anomalies that may indicate the presence of an attack or attempted intrusion. SNOT can be configured to take a variety of actions when an attack is detected, such as blocking the traffic, sending an alert, or taking other preventive measures. The main difference between an IPS and an IDs is their mode of operation. An IPS is a proactive security system that is designed to prevent attacks from being successful. It works by actively blocking or mitigating attacks as they happen, often by analyzing traffic in real time and taking actions to prevent the traffic from reaching its intended target. An IDs, on the other hand, is a reactive security system that is designed to detect attacks after they have happened or are in progress. It works by passively monitoring network traffic and looking for patterns or anomalies that may indicate the presence of an attack. When an attack is detected, the IDs will generate an alert, but it does not take any actions to prevent the attack from happening or to stop it from progressing. Both IPS and ID systems can play an important role in protecting networks and systems from attacks, but they have different strengths and weaknesses, and they are often used in conjunction with each other to provide a comprehensive security solution. C. Describe credit card fraud that can be done through mobile or other wireless devices. Answer. Credit card fraud that is done through mobile or other wireless devices is known as card not present, CNP, fraud. This type of fraud occurs when a thief obtains credit card information, such as the card number, expiration date, and security code, and uses it to make purchases or transactions without physically possessing the card. CNP fraud can be perpetrated through a variety of means, including phishing attacks. These are fraudulent emails or text messages that are designed to trick the victim into giving away their credit card information. The attacker may pose as a legitimate company or organization and ask the victim to update their account information or provide login credentials. Malware infections. Malware is a type of malicious software that can be installed on a device without the user's knowledge. Once installed, the malware can capture sensitive information, such as credit card numbers, as it is entered into the device. Data breaches. Data breaches occur when hackers gain unauthorized access to a company's database and steal sensitive information, including credit card numbers. This information is often sold on the dark web or used to make fraudulent purchases. Mobile payment apps. Mobile payment apps, such as Apple Pay or Google Pay, allow users to make purchases using their smartphone or other wireless device. If a thief is able to gain access to the victim's device and the payment app, they can make fraudulent purchases using the stored credit card information. To protect against CNP fraud, it is important to use strong passwords, be cautious when providing personal information online, and use secure mobile payment options when available. Q.3. A. Discuss advantages and disadvantages of NAT. Answer. Network Address Translation, NAT, is a networking technique that is used to allow devices on a private network to communicate with the Internet using a single, shared public IP address. NAT is often used to connect a local network to the Internet, or to allow multiple devices on a local network to share a single Internet connection. Some of the advantages of NAT include security. NAT provides an additional layer of security by hiding the internal network's IP addresses from the Internet. This makes it more difficult for hackers to find and attack specific devices on the network. Address conservation. NAT allows organizations to use private IP addresses on their local networks, which can help to conserve the limited pool of public IP addresses. Improved performance. NAT can improve the performance of a network by allowing multiple devices to share a single Internet connection. Some of the disadvantages of NAT include limited connectivity. NAT can limit connectivity between devices on the local network and the Internet, as it requires that all traffic pass through the NAT device. Protocol issues. NAT can cause issues with certain Internet protocols, such as those that rely on end-to-end connectivity or require the use of a specific port number. Complexity. NAT can add complexity to a network, as it requires the use of NAT devices and may require the configuration of port forwarding rules. Overall, NAT is a useful technique that can provide security and address conservation benefits, but it can also introduce some challenges in terms of connectivity and protocol compatibility. B. Discuss traditional problems associated with computer crime. Answer. There are several traditional problems associated with computer crime that have been significant challenges for law enforcement and security professionals over the years. Some of these problems include jurisdiction. Computer crime can cross national and international boundaries, making it difficult to determine which law enforcement agencies have jurisdiction over the crime. This can result in delays and complications in the investigation and prosecution of computer crimes. Evolving technology. The rapid pace of technological change can make it difficult for law enforcement agencies to keep up with new types of computer crimes and the tools and techniques that attackers use. Anonymity. Attackers can often use various techniques to hide their identities and locations, making it difficult to track them down and bring them to justice. Lack of evidence. Computer crimes can be difficult to investigate and prosecute due to the lack of physical evidence. Digital evidence can be easily deleted, altered, or forged, and it can be challenging to prove that a particular individual was responsible for a particular crime. International cooperation. Computer crime investigations often require international cooperation, as attackers may be located in different countries from their victims. This can be challenging due to differences in laws, practices, and resources between countries. These are just a few examples of the traditional problems associated with computer crime. Despite these challenges, law enforcement agencies and security professionals continue to work to combat computer crime and protect individuals and organizations from cyber threats. C. What is PIC's firewall security? How does it differ from a firewall? Answer. PIC's, Private Internet Exchange, was a brand of firewall appliances produced by Cisco Systems. The PIC's firewall was designed to provide network security and protect against a variety of threats, such as unauthorized access, malware infections, and denial of service (DOS) attacks. It was a hardware-based firewall that was installed on a network to monitor and control incoming and outgoing traffic based on predetermined security rules. The main difference between a PIX firewall and a traditional firewall is the level of security and functionality that it provides. PIX firewalls were designed to be more robust and feature-rich than other firewalls, with a wide range of security features and options. For example, PIX firewalls could be configured to support multiple security protocols, such as IPsec and SSL, and they could be used to implement advanced security measures, such as VPNs and intrusion prevention. Although Cisco no longer produces the PIX firewall, the term PIX firewall is still sometimes used to refer to any firewall that is based on the Cisco PIX technology. In general, however, the term firewall refers to any system that is designed to protect a network or device from unauthorized access or other security threats. Q.4a. How does Z-Attack proxy work? Answer. Z-Attack Proxy, ZAP, is an open-source web application security testing tool that is used to identify vulnerabilities in web applications. It works by sending a series of requests to a web application and analyzing the responses to identify potential vulnerabilities or weaknesses. To use ZAP, you first need to configure it to point to the web application that you want to test. You can then use the various tools and features in ZAP to interact with the web application and test for vulnerabilities. For example, you can use the spider tool to crawl the web application and discover all of the available pages and resources, or you can use the scanner tool to identify potential vulnerabilities in the application's code. ZAP also includes a number of other features, such as a proxy server that allows you to intercept and modify traffic between the web application and the client, and a fuzzer tool that can be used to test the application's input handling by sending it random or malformed data. Overall, ZAP is a powerful and flexible tool that is widely used by security professionals to identify and mitigate vulnerabilities in web applications. B. What is contemporary approach in criminology in the world of computer science? Answer. Contemporary criminology in the world of computer science often involves the use of advanced analytical techniques and technologies to understand and prevent computer crimes. This can include the use of machine learning algorithms to analyze patterns in cybercrime data, the use of blockchain technology to track and trace cyber attacks, and the use of forensic tools to investigate and reconstruct cybercrime events. Other approaches in contemporary criminology in the world of computer science include the use of data visualization and mapping techniques to better understand the scope and impact of cybercrime, and the use of social network analysis to identify and target key players in cybercrime networks. Another important aspect of contemporary criminology in the world of computer science is the use of interdisciplinary approaches that bring together experts from fields such as computer science, law, psychology, and sociology to tackle complex cybercrime issues. This can involve collaborations between researchers, law enforcement agencies, and industry partners to share knowledge and resources, and to develop new strategies and technologies to combat cybercrime. Overall, contemporary criminology in the world of computer science is an evolving field that is constantly adapting to new technologies and challenges, and that seeks to use the latest tools and approaches to understand and prevent computer crime. C. What is cybercrime? Explain different types of cybercrimes in detail. Answer. Cybercrime is any illegal activity that involves the use of computers or the internet to facilitate the commission of a crime. Cybercrimes can take many forms and can have a wide range of impacts, from the theft of personal or financial information to the disruption of critical infrastructure. Some examples of different types of cybercrimes include Identity theft. This type of cybercrime involves the unauthorized use of someone's personal information, such as their name, address, or financial information, to commit fraud or other crimes. Malware. Malware is a type of software that is designed to damage or disrupt computer systems. Examples of malware include viruses, worms, and ransomware. Phishing. Phishing is a type of cybercrime that involves the use of fake emails or websites to trick people into revealing sensitive information, such as login credentials or financial information. Cyberstalking. Cyberstalking is the use of the internet or other electronic means to harass, intimidate, or threaten someone. Hacking. Hacking is the unauthorized access to or control of a computer or network. Hackers may do this for a variety of reasons, such as to steal sensitive information or to disrupt services. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the use of the internet or other electronic means to bully or harass someone, often by posting harmful or threatening content online. Child exploitation. This type of cybercrime involves the use of the internet to sexually exploit children or to produce, distribute, or possess child pornography. Fraud. Fraud is the use of false or misleading information to deceive someone for financial gain. Cyber fraud can take many forms, such as fake online auctions, investment scams, or phishing attacks. These are just a few examples of the different types of cybercrimes that exist. Cybercrime is a complex and constantly evolving field, and new types of cybercrimes are being developed all the time. Q.5a. Explain the need of digital forensics. Answer. Digital forensics is the scientific process of identifying, preserving, analyzing, and presenting digital evidence in a manner that is admissible in a court of law. Digital forensics plays a critical role in the investigation and prosecution of cybercrimes, as it can provide the evidence needed to identify and prosecute perpetrators. There are several reasons why digital forensics is important. To identify the source of a cyber attack or other cybercrime, digital forensics can help to identify the source of a cyber attack or other cybercrime by analyzing the digital evidence left behind by the perpetrator. This can help to determine the motivations and methods of the attacker, and can provide valuable intelligence for future prevention and response efforts. To recover data, digital forensics can be used to recover data that has been deleted, encrypted, or lost due to a cyber attack or other incident. This can be crucial for organizations that have lost important data or systems due to a cyber attack. To preserve evidence, digital forensics helps to preserve digital evidence in a manner that is forensically sound and admissible in court. This is important, as digital evidence can be easily altered or deleted, and it is crucial to have a reliable and verifiable record of the evidence. To support legal proceedings, digital forensics is often used as evidence in legal proceedings, such as criminal trials or civil lawsuits. It can help to establish the facts of a case and provide the evidence needed to prosecute or defend against cybercrime charges. Overall, digital forensics is an essential tool for investigating and prosecuting cybercrimes, and it is critical for protecting against future attacks and threats. B. Describe steganography. Answer. Steganography is the practice of hiding a message, image, or file within another message, image, or file in such a way that it is not apparent to the casual observer. The goal of steganography is to conceal the existence of the hidden message or data, and it is often used to transmit sensitive or confidential information without drawing attention to the fact that the information is being transmitted. There are several ways that steganography can be used to conceal data, including Embedding data within image or audio files, data can be hidden within the pixels of an image or within the audio samples of a sound file in such a way that it is not noticeable to the human eye or ear. Using hidden text or metadata, data can be hidden within the text of a document or within the metadata of a file in such a way that it is not visible to the user. Using a secret code or cipher, data can be encoded using a secret code or cipher and transmitted in a way that appears to be ordinary or benign. Steganography can be a useful tool for transmitting sensitive information, but it can also be used for malicious purposes, such as to transmit illegal or harmful content or to evade detection by law enforcement. As a result, steganography is often a subject of interest in the field of cybersecurity and digital forensics. C. List brute force tools with brief explanation and describe how to prevent brute force password hacking. Answer. Brute force tools are software programs that are used to try to guess passwords by trying all possible combinations of characters until the correct password is found. Some examples of brute force tools include John the Ripper. John the Ripper is a popular open-source brute force tool that is used to crack passwords. It can be run on a variety of platforms and supports a wide range of password hash types. Hashcat. Hashcat is another popular brute force tool that is used to recover passwords. It is known for its high performance and support for a wide range of hashing algorithms. AirCrackNG. AirCrackNG is a suite of tools that is used to crack wireless network passwords. It includes a brute force tool that can be used to guess the keys used to encrypt wireless traffic. To prevent brute force password hacking, it is important to use strong and unique passwords for all of your accounts and to use two-factor authentication whenever possible. It is also a good idea to use password managers to generate and store strong passwords and to regularly update your passwords to keep them secure. Other measures that can help to prevent brute force password hacking include implementing account lockout policies. Account lockout policies can help to prevent brute force attacks by locking out an account after a certain number of failed login attempts. Using rate limiting. Rate limiting can help to prevent brute force attacks by limiting the number of login attempts that can be made in a given time period. Using CAPTCHAs. CAPTCHAs, completely automated public Turing tests to tell computers and humans apart, can help to prevent brute force attacks by requiring users to complete a challenge before logging in. By implementing these and other measures, organizations and individuals can help to protect themselves from brute force password hacking and other types of cyber attacks. Q.6a. What is the need of cyber law in India? Answer. Cyber law is the body of laws that regulates the use of the Internet and other electronic communication technologies in India. Cyber law is important for a number of reasons, including to protect individuals' privacy and personal data. Cyber law includes laws that protect individuals' privacy and personal data online, such as the Information Technology Act, 2000 and the Personal Data Protection Bill, 2019. These laws set out rules for the collection, use, and disclosure of personal data, and provide remedies for individuals whose privacy has been violated. To regulate online content, cyber law includes laws that regulate online content, such as the Information Technology Act, 2000 and the Intermediary Guidelines, 2011. These laws set out rules for the hosting, distribution, and moderation of online content, and provide for the removal of illegal or harmful content. To prevent cybercrime, cyber law includes laws that criminalize certain types of cybercrime, such as hacking, cyberstalking, and child pornography. These laws provide the legal framework for investigating and prosecuting cybercrimes and help to deter would-be offenders. To provide legal certainty, cyber law provides legal certainty for businesses and individuals operating online by setting out clear rules and regulations for internet-related activities. This helps to create a level playing field and enables businesses to operate with confidence. Overall, cyber law plays a vital role in regulating the use of the internet and other electronic communication technologies in India and helping to protect individuals and businesses from cyber threats. B. How buffer overflow attack works? Answer. A buffer overflow attack is a type of cyber attack that exploits a vulnerability in a computer's memory management system to execute arbitrary code and gain unauthorized access to a computer or network. Buffer overflow attacks work by sending more data to a buffer, a temporary storage area in a computer's memory, than it is designed to hold. This can cause the buffer to overflow or write data beyond the bounds of the allocated memory and override other parts of the memory. If the attacker can control the data that is written to the memory, they can inject malicious code into the system and execute it, giving them access to the system or allowing them to perform other unauthorized actions. Buffer overflow attacks can be launched in a variety of ways, including through network protocols, web applications, and email attachments. They can be difficult to detect and prevent, as they often involve legitimate data or programs that are exploited in unexpected ways. To prevent buffer overflow attacks, it is important to use secure coding practices that ensure that buffers are properly validated and bounce-checked, and to keep systems and software up to date with the latest security patches. It is also a good idea to use firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and other security measures to protect against buffer overflow attacks and other types of cyber threats. C. What is hacking? Explain types of hackers. Answer. Hacking is the unauthorized access to or control of a computer or network. Hackers are individuals or groups who engage in hacking activities, often with the goal of stealing sensitive information, disrupting services, or causing damage to computer systems. There are several types of hackers, including black hat hackers. Black hat hackers are individuals or groups who engage in illegal or malicious hacking activities. They may hack into systems for personal gain, to cause harm, or for other nefarious purposes. White hat hackers. White hat hackers are individuals or groups who engage in ethical hacking activities. They may be hired by organizations to test the security of their systems and identify vulnerabilities, or they may volunteer their services to help secure networks and protect against cyber threats. Grey hat hackers. Grey hat hackers are individuals or groups who may engage in both legal and illegal hacking activities. They may hack into systems without permission, but they do not necessarily have malicious intentions or seek to cause harm. Overall, hacking can be a serious threat to individuals and organizations, and it is important to take steps to protect against it. This can include using strong passwords, keeping systems and software up to date with the latest security patches, and using firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and other security measures. Q.7a. How can we prevent DDoS attack? Answer. A distributed denial of service, DDoS, attack is a type of cyber attack that involves flooding a server or network with traffic in an attempt to make it unavailable to users. DDoS attacks can be difficult to prevent, as they often involve multiple compromised devices that are controlled by the attacker, and they can be launched from anywhere in the world. However, there are several measures that organizations and individuals can take to help prevent DDoS attacks. User Content Delivery Network, CDN. A CDN is a network of servers that is used to distribute content around the internet. By using a CDN, organizations can distribute their content across multiple servers, which can help to absorb some of the traffic from a DDoS attack and keep their services available to users. Use a firewall. A firewall is a network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. By using a firewall, organizations can block traffic from known DDoS attack sources and protect their systems from being overwhelmed. Implement rate limiting. Rate limiting is a technique that is used to limit the number of requests that a server or network will accept from a particular source within a given time period. By implementing rate limiting, organizations can help to prevent DDoS attacks by blocking traffic that exceeds a certain threshold. Use network security tools. There are a variety of network security tools that can help to detect and mitigate DDoS attacks. These tools can monitor traffic patterns and identify anomalies that may indicate a DDoS attack is in progress, and they can take action to block or redirect the traffic to help protect against the attack. Overall, while it is not possible to completely prevent DDoS attacks, these measures can help to reduce the risk of being affected by a DDoS attack and keep services available to users. B. Explain attacks on wireless network. Answer. Wireless networks are vulnerable to a variety of attacks that can compromise the security and integrity of the network and the data transmitted over it. Some examples of attacks on wireless networks include unauthorized access. Unauthorized access refers to the unauthorized use or entry into a wireless network. This can be done by hackers who use tools to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in the network, or by individuals who simply connect to the network without permission. Man-in-the-middle attacks. A man-in-the-middle attack is a type of cyber attack in which the attacker intercepts and manipulates the communication between two parties. In the context of a wireless network, this can involve intercepting and modifying traffic between devices on the network. Denial of service attacks. A denial of service attack is a type of cyber attack that involves flooding a network or server with traffic in an attempt to make it unavailable to users. Wireless networks can be vulnerable to denial of service attacks, which can disrupt the network and prevent legitimate users from accessing it. Evil twin attacks. An evil twin attack is a type of cyber attack in which the attacker creates a fake wireless access point that is designed to look like a legitimate one. When users connect to the fake access point, the attacker can intercept and monitor their traffic. War driving. War driving is the practice of driving around and searching for wireless networks to access or exploit. War drivers may use tools to scan for wireless networks and identify vulnerabilities that they can exploit. Overall, attacks on wireless networks can have serious consequences, including the loss of sensitive data, the disruption of services, and the compromise of devices and systems. It is important for organizations and individuals to take steps to secure their wireless networks and protect against these types of attacks. This can include using strong encryption, implementing access controls, and regularly updating and patching wireless devices and systems. C. Which tools are used for password cracking? Answer. There are a variety of tools that can be used for password cracking, which involves trying to guess or recover passwords for computer systems, networks, or online accounts. Some examples of tools that are commonly used for password cracking include Hashcat. Hashcat is a popular password cracking tool that is designed to recover passwords that have been hashed, encrypted. It supports a wide range of hashing algorithms and can be run on a variety of platforms. John the Ripper. John the Ripper is another popular password cracking tool that is used to recover lost or forgotten passwords. It is open source and can be run on a variety of platforms. AirCrackNG. AirCrackNG is a suite of tools that is used to crack wireless network passwords. It includes a password cracking tool that can be used to guess the keys used to encrypt wireless traffic. L0PHT Crack. L0PHT Crack is a password cracking tool that is designed to recover passwords for Windows systems. It includes features such as password cracking and auditing, and can be run on a variety of platforms. Offcrack is a free password cracking tool that is designed to recover lost Windows passwords. It uses rainbow tables, pre-computed hashes, to speed up the password cracking process. Overall, these are just a few examples of the many tools that are available for password cracking. It is important to note that using these tools for unauthorized password cracking is illegal in many jurisdictions. Q.8. What is SQL injection? Answer. SQL injection is a type of cyber attack that involves inserting malicious code into an SQL, structured query language, statement in order to gain unauthorized access to a database or to manipulate the data within it. SQL injection attacks are often launched through web applications that use user input to create SQL statements that are sent to a database. If the application does not properly validate or sanitize the user input, an attacker can inject malicious code into the SQL statement that will be executed by the database. This can allow the attacker to gain access to sensitive data, modify or delete data, or even take control of the database. SQL injection attacks can be difficult to detect and prevent, as they often involve legitimate SQL statements that are exploited in unexpected ways. To protect against SQL injection attacks, it is important to use secure coding practices that properly validate and sanitize user input, and to keep web applications and databases up to date with the latest security patches. It is also a good idea to use firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and other security measures to protect against SQL injection attacks and other types of cyber threats. B. Explain virus and worms, Trojan horses, and backdoors. Answer. Viruses, worms, Trojan horses, and backdoors are types of malicious software, malware, that can be used to compromise computer systems and networks. Viruses. A virus is a type of malware that is designed to replicate itself and spread from one computer to another. Viruses can be spread through a variety of means, including email attachments, download links, and infected software or devices. Once a virus has infected a computer, it can execute a variety of malicious actions, such as deleting files, stealing data, or disrupting the operation of the system. Worms. A worm is a type of malware that is designed to replicate itself and spread from one computer to another without the need for a host file or program. Worms can exploit vulnerabilities in computer systems to spread from one machine to another, and they can cause damage by consuming bandwidth, disk space, or other system resources. Trojan horses. A Trojan horse is a type of malware that is disguised as a legitimate program or file. When a user downloads and runs a Trojan horse, it can execute a variety of malicious actions, such as installing other malware, stealing data, or giving an attacker unauthorized access to the system. Backdoors. A backdoor is a type of malware that creates a hidden entry point into a computer or network, allowing an attacker to gain access to the system without being detected. Backdoors can be used to bypass security measures and gain unauthorized access to systems, or to maintain a foothold in a system after an initial attack. Overall, viruses, worms, Trojan horses, and backdoors are all types of malware that can be used to compromise computer systems and networks. It is important to use antivirus software and other security measures to protect against these types of threats, and to be cautious when downloading files or installing software from unknown sources. C. Why keyloggers are a threat? How cyber criminals use keyloggers? Answer. Keyloggers are a type of software or hardware that is designed to record and log keystrokes made on a computer or device. Keyloggers can be a threat because they can be used to capture sensitive information, such as login credentials, financial data, and personal information. Cyber criminals can use keyloggers to capture sensitive information that is typed into a computer or device, such as login credentials for online accounts, financial data, or personal information. They can then use this information to access the user's accounts, steal money or sensitive data, or commit other types of cybercrime. Keyloggers can be installed on a computer or device in a variety of ways, including through email attachments, download links, or infected software or devices. They can also be installed physically by attaching a hardware keylogger to the device's keyboard or installing a keylogger on the device's motherboard. To protect against keyloggers, it is important to use antivirus software and other security measures to detect and remove them, and to be cautious when downloading files or installing software from unknown sources. It is also a good idea to use strong and unique passwords for all of your accounts and to use two-factor authentication whenever possible. This can help to protect against keyloggers and other types of cyber threats. All the best for your exam, Sparkles.